The final day of the Tour de Suisse this year was a 25.6-kilometre time trial around the streets of Vaduz, the capital of Liechtenstein. The course took the riders along the River Rhine, out to the time check after 12.9 kilometres, and then a slightly hillier and headwind section back into the capital city Vaduz itself. Mostly flat, a couple of lumps and bumps, a harder second part, but if you have better legs, the time to make up on the rest. Dylan van Baarle was the early pace setter. He got the better of Chad Hager and led by 20 seconds for most of the day. There was a disastrous moment near the finish for Ilan van Wilder. He was unable to finish the race. The young man from Quick-Step Alpha Vinyl being attended to by the medics. Remco Evenepoel went out like a flash. Remco the rocket was flying. Stefan Kung was threatening him, and at the intermediate time check was 2 seconds quicker than the young Belgian. Kung was looking to head up into the top 5 on the GC. Evenepoel even quicker over the second part of the course. He absolutely destroyed the time that had been set by Dylan van Baarle. 1:04.85 quicker, a 54km/h average, and the lead. Also going well on a brand new prototype disc brake bike was Dani Martinez. Kung also flying, but by the time he got into the last couple of 100 metres, it was clear he wasn't going to break the time set by Evenepoel. Kung still looking for his first victory of 2022, despite showing the form of his career. 10 seconds down, Kung climbing better than ever and heading up to a top 5 on GC. And the GC battle was about to begin. Thomas, 2 seconds behind Higuita, fighting for what would be a 10th stage race win in his pro career. Higuita on paper the slower of the two time trialists, but fighting for his very life out there on the road. It was clear at the time check he wasn't going to hold on to the yellow jersey. And there was a mechanical issue for Nielsen Paulus, who's ridden a great race as part of a two-man team over the last few days for EF Education Easy Post. He'd conserve his 4th place overall. Jakob Fuglsang, he'd stay 3rd. A solid time trial from him. 2nd successive year on the overall podium. Geraint Thomas was going so well that he was thinking of even snatching the stage win away from Remco Evenepoel. The time was green as he turned into the final corner, but around 25 metres from the line, it turned to red. Evenepoel would hang on to his win, but Geraint Thomas would become the first ever British winner of the Tour de Suisse. He'd also be the oldest since Levi Leipheimer, the 2nd oldest ever. Higuita would ride a typically combative race, holding on to 2nd place just about. Stage victory in a World Tour time trial for the first time in the career of Remco Evenepoel.
Yeah, but after 2K it was like...
3 seconds the margin of a victory over Geraint Thomas. Kung in 3rd place on the day. Martinez looking great ahead of the Tour de France, with Bob Jungels having a bit of a renaissance and finishing 5th as well. The overall win going to Geraint Thomas. Romandie winner last year, Swiss winner this year. Both Swiss top-level stage races now on his palmarès that's looking richer by the year. Thomas in some of the best form of his life and looking great with a 1:12 win heading into the Tour de France. So 3rd place going to Jakob Fuglsang. He's promised to come back and have another crack at the Tour de Suisse. 2nd to Higuita, with Bora looking good. Thomas on the top, and Higuita taking the white jersey as the best young rider. Quinn Simmons was the king of the mountains, and Michael Matthews, the points jersey winner. A very comfortable margin of victory for the man from Canberra in Australia. It's been quite the dramatic Tour de Suisse. Wonderful backdrops, tremendous weather, but that explosion of COVID positives sending a worry and a shockwave through the peloton. Geraint Thomas with a 25th career victory on the road, one of the best ever for him. Winner of the Tour de Suisse at 36 years of age, the 2nd oldest ever, the first Brit to win.